So let's continue working with this project, and we're gonna see how we can add the different recipes into favorites using local storage. So if you open this, for example, let's open this cocktail name, and we make a search for something like tequila. We're gonna click here on get cocktails. First we need a button where we can click, and it's going to add this into the local storage. So first I'm gonna open the user interface, and if you remember, this page is using a method called display with ingredients. Display drinks with ingredients. And right here where we have this card, before the image I'm going to add the following. I'm gonna add a button. This is going to be the type button. And then I'm gonna add data ID. So this is going to print a different ID. This way we can save this ID into the storage. So it's going to be like this, drink, and a dot, and then ID drink. Then we're gonna add some space, and I'm gonna add some classes. I'm gonna add class, and I'm gonna add a class called favorite BTN. So we're gonna use this as the event listener. I'm gonna collapse this so you can see better. Then we're gonna add some other classes, BTN, BTN outline, dash info. These are Bootstrap classes. So we're gonna close the button, and I'm gonna close the closing tag. And right here I'm gonna add a plus sign. So we're gonna copy this because we have this display with ingredients, but if you remember, we have other pages, and in the case of the other ones, for example, if you add vodka here, you make a search. This one is using a method called display drinks. So we're gonna use the same button. So scroll to the top, and here we have display drinks. Before the IMG, we're gonna place this button. So save this, and let's open Chrome again. So let's make a search right here for the ingredient. We're gonna get cocktails, and you can see we have this plus sign. So when you click here, this is going to save this into the storage, and we haven't write that functionality yet, but this is going to be the button. If you add tequila right here and you click and get cocktails, you can see we have the same button. And this button has this favorite BTN, and I also added some CSS. That's why it looks like this and in this position. If you open I'm gonna open this. If you open the CSS and you open the custom CSS, you will find this favorite BTN right here. So you have to use that. You have to use that class if you want to see the same results. So if you open the project again, you can see that this is a button, and this button exists on the results, and it has this class. If you remember, and I'm gonna open the app.js, we already have a delegation, and you can see this is listening for the get recipe. So we need a delegation that checks when the BTN, this favorite BTN, is clicked. So right here I'm gonna add another one. When favorite BTN is clicked, and we're gonna add if we're gonna copy almost this. There is no reason to write everything. In this case, we're gonna check for the class. If you open the user interface, this is going to be the class, favorite BTN. So we're gonna listen for this. And let me show you something. I'm gonna add console log. We're gonna add something like yes, something simple just to test that this is working. And I'm gonna add a drink right here. Let's open the console. Click here, you can see it says yes. If you click in other places, nothing is going to happen. So if you inspect the code right here, you can see that we have these classes. We're gonna add the following. When we click here, it's going to add a new class. For example, something like is favorite. And then if the user clicks again, it's going to remove that class. So let's start working with that part. Then we're gonna add if, and we're gonna add also an else statement. So the if statement is going to be really similar to this, so we're gonna copy this and paste right here. I'm gonna remove the class. So if e.target.classList.contains, in case that this contains the class, for example, is favorite, we're gonna remove the class. So it's going to be like this, e.target.classList.remove. So this is basically when the user already has this in the favorites, and then they click again, this is going to remove the recipe from the favorites. So let me copy this and paste right here. So we have e.target.classlist, remove, and it's going to remove the favorite. Then in the case that this doesn't have the class, it's going to add the class. So we're going to copy this and we're going to add a comment, add the class. So this is going to be, instead of having remove, it's going to be add. So let's save this and let's add something like vodka, search, open the, or inspect this, and you can see we have the classes. So we're going to click here and you can see that this added this new class is favorite, and you can see the color has changed also because this is favorite is a class that I have added into the CSS. And then if you click again, this is going to remove the isFavorite class, and you can see the color has changed also. So for example, if you click here on the plus sign, you can see it changed the color, but it says plus sign. So we can also make a change in that part. So for example, right here, you can add something like e.target.textContent, and the text content is going to be equals to a minus sign. In the other hand, when you are removing this, is going to be the plus sign. So save this again, and then we're gonna make a search again for vodka, search, and I'm gonna inspect this element and click here. You can see that we have the new class isFavorite, but also the sign has changed. If you click in this one, this is going to add also the class, and you can continue adding more and more elements, or you can also remove the classes. So this is a nice addition that we are doing to the user interface of these favorites. But in the next video, we're going to start working with this. For example, when you click here, this is going to save this into the storage. So let's see how in the next video.